Hello, hello, hello. Martin here with your Ask Martin Anything, formerly known as the Property Clinic. It's not all property, so we decided to rebrand. BP spent, what was it, 5 billion or something getting their logo changed all those years ago, BP to BP. But hey, we didn't have the money, so we just rebranded, just changed the name basically. Yep, anyway, here we go. Ask Martin Anything, which is, of course, on YouTube. My YouTube channel, please like this. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, set your dingling, because apparently if you don't set your dingling, you will not know that I'm doing stuff, which is pretty interesting. It's all Ask Martin Monday, hashtag Ask Martin Monday on my Twitter, which is @TV Martin Roberts. But for now, hope you're well. Let's get on with the questions. Wendy Glock. Hello, Wendy. Always a loyal supporter and lovely to hear from you as ever. One day I'd really love to meet you. Well, likewise, let's do it. Are there any celebrities you would like to meet but haven't yet? Yeah, well, I've always had a bit of a crush on Elizabeth Hurley. Anyway, yeah, so probably, yes, that would be fun. A dinner date with her would be amazing. I think, you know what, I'm always very aware that when people meet me, I try to make it as nice an experience as possible, because you have this image of a celebrity in your head, don't you? And then there's always that sense that, would you be disappointed when you met him? I mean, wonder what George Clooney's like. I mean, Mark Wahlberg is a huge fan of Homes and Hammer, so we'd have some fun talking about that. I think he's a bit of a DIY nut as well, so I think we'd have some fun conversations. I think Graham Norton, I'd love to have an evening out with Graham Norton. And yeah, and I think I've met Chris Evans a few times. And we share a lot in common, and I'd like to spend a bit more time with him. He was born in Warrington. He started out in local radio, and I was on the BBC when he was at Piccadilly. I think he's done slightly better than me, but yeah. So yeah, hopefully none of those would disappoint. Charlie74, hello, hi Charlie. When tackling a renovation and the house is weather tight, how would you prioritise your works? Drainage, plumbing, electrical, brickwork, windows, plasterwork, etc. Well, obviously you've got to do all the stuff that's going to make a mess of anything else you're going to do. So just think about, if I needed to do something, if I'd done something already, would that cause me a problem? So for instance, plaster, you wouldn't do the plaster work before you've done all the electrics, because you might be channeling out the walls to put what's called first fix electrics. First fix is where they put the wires in, and they don't actually put the sort of the plates on the switches and all that kind of stuff, but all the wires are in place. And often that means often that means channeling out the wall, so you wouldn't want to be doing that after you've done the plaster work. Obviously drainage and plumbing is often underground, or it's in the back of walls, so you want to do that first. So I would do your electrics and your plumbing and your drainage. Well, I mean, clearly you're gonna have to do the brickwork because you want to get that sorted out. Plaster is almost the last thing you do. Windows, obviously, before the plaster work. I think that hopefully helps. But obviously you did the right thing in getting it watertight is the first thing. Nick Rock, hello Nick. Hi Martin. What do you dislike most about Homes and Hammer, if it's appropriate to say? Well, I don't dislike anything about the show. I don't particularly like the travel. Oh my word. I had to travel up to Bradford the other day to do some filming. I live in Bath, and it was the most terrible weather. Like torrential rain, like suicidally torrential rain. I mean, suicidally if you are in the fast lane, as some idiots were, driving at 70 miles an hour in what was like biblically bad weather. But honestly, I ended up with such bad neck ache and backache and arm ache, and oh my word, that was 8 hours in a car driving. And so, you know, the actual properties and the people are lovely, but the travel is a pain in the whatnot. Kimbo. Hello Kimbo, just wanted to ask how you are. Well, I'm okay, thank you. And share a random picture of my dog. That's a very random picture of your dog, but it looks like a very nice dog. What kind of a dog is that then? That looks like some kind of a staffy. Is it? I'm not really a super expert on those kind of dogs, but yeah, he's got a very nice tongue. He looks like a friendly chap, like his eyes. So thank you for sharing that. Mary Close. Hi Mary. Do you ever return to the finished renovation? If you don't, how do you gauge the standard of work, etc. for the voiceover? Well, I don't go back to the finished renovation, but the team do, and it's all there for me to see on the camera. So they will report back, and they will often zoom in on little bits that haven't been done particularly well. So it's pretty easy to see. And also, of course, the estate agents who go back to visit often have a comment and will say what they think, because that gives us a bit of a clue. Hello, I'm Matthew. Your questions never fail to disappoint. They are so often what I love them. Martin, hi. You're asked to appear on the celebrity version of SAS Are You Hard Enough? No, wouldn't do it. Looks too scary. And there's a particularly tough activity where you're asked to box a fellow celeb of your choosing. They are the actress who plays Emily Bishop, David Jason, Lennox Lewis. Ooh, who'd you pick and why? Well, I'm not sure about the first two. Lennox Lewis is a tough choice, isn't it? Emily Bishop, I think so. David Jason, I'm not sure you could possibly hit. Del Boy, no, that's not going to work. Lennox Lewis, isn't he a boxer? So that would be bad. So is there any other choice? Out of those lot, I think I'd probably just, what is it, they put a black armband on and walk off. Christopher Peacock. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Martin. As a man of impeccable taste, you sure you've got the right guy? And a fan of Rouge Chinos. I don't doubt. Rouge Chinos. Is that pink? Those pink chinos that people who play, often who play polo. Not polo, yeah. What's that thing where they have horses? What's the stuff you play in the water? Water polo. Is it the same game? Well, no. Obviously not. Not any horses in the water. Well, anyway, I think it's water. Anyway, Dada. Yeah, pink. Anyway, people who go to polo. Which I did go to once. It's very interesting, very fun. Good day out. I don't doubt. What is your number one condiment? All of the condiments are destroyed forever. I think this followed on. I don't know the rest of the question there because I seem to remember when it was on Twitter, he went to say he thought I was a barbecue sauce man. Nope, hate barbecue sauce. Of all the sauces, love HP brown sauce. It has to be HP, right? And I love most of all ketchup. Tomato ketchup has to be Heinz. And yeah, Heinz tomato ketchup, without it, life would be fairly pants. Sally Woodfield, your thoughts. I'm trying to work out what that was there. It was a little cloud. Your thoughts, please, Martin. Went with a deal on our property with the developer. Okay, he insists on a 7-week completion, no reason given. After long negotiations, we read a price. Now when exchange, Leicester gets a key undertaking or will knock money off to complete earlier. I don't like the way you're being messed around, I have to say. Get your solicitor to deal with it. I mean, there's only so much he can insist on, but I'm not quite sure what contractual obligation you've got if there's no exchange. I mean, the reality is until you've got an exchange, you don't really have many rights. Interesting. Talk to your solicitor about this. Not money off to complete earlier. Well, I guess if you've got the money, there's no reason not to complete earlier if you're happy with what you're doing. Pip Hostel. Hello, Pip. Morning, Martin. Hope you're still enjoying Line of Duty. Well, yes, I am now on to series 2, which is good but not quite as good. Ills of things, prepare for total confusion. Yeah, I bet. My brother is selling his house and considering selling it to auction. There seems to be more than one type of auction. What would be your preferred type? Thank you. So there is a new style of auction called modern auction, which is almost like a tender where you have an opportunity to buy it and then you can actually come out of the deal. Depends what his reasons are. Traditional auctions will guarantee a sale and guarantee a sale quickly. And they can be, a good way to go. You've got to be prepared for various things, like you might not get as much money as you would if you waited in an estate agent. On the other hand, you get the right number of people in the room and you might. So 6 of one and a half does on the other. So I still say to people, stick with the traditional old-fashioned auction houses who have now gone online. Because they won't be throwing in odd fees, they won't be trying to rip you off and all that kind of stuff. So if you go with the big names, then you won't go far wrong. Well, look, that's it for this first part. Join me later in the week for part 2 of this week's Ask Martin Anything. Oh yeah, make sure you like this and subscribe to the channel and all that kind of stuff and set your dingling. Have a good few days.